Good morning. Have a great Monday, everybody. It looks like we're in for much more of the same. Now, I don't think we'll see a ton of coverage of rainfall throughout the day today, but a couple of waves of energy, clusters of thunderstorms are going to produce the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms, and flooding and flash flooding is going to be a major concern as well. So stick with me. I got some video from Dollywood coming up here in just a few minutes. We're also talking about a hot weather pattern setting up shop. While we've had average to below average temperatures over the last, say 7, 8, 9 days or so, 10 days or so, we will continue to start to see those temperatures climb by the middle and latter part of the week. All right, so yesterday we made it to 88 degrees in Knoxville, 85 Chattanooga, 89 Tri-Cities. Knoxville picked up 62 hundredths of an inch of rain and nearly a quarter in the Tri-Cities area and also Chattanooga. However, the bullseye was places like Hardin Valley, North Knoxville, Powell, Carnes, all the way up into Union County, and also Sevier County, where we did have that flooding that was occurring across parts of the Dollywood area, picking up over the last 24 hours over an inch of rain officially in Pigeon Forge anyways. And so that led to a situation like this in Dollywood. This was sent in by Sophie Elkins Valenti. And look at the flooding that was taking shape around parts of Dollywood. They had to clear the park, get everyone out of there. The flooding went inside some of the stores in Dollywood as well. So torrential downpours led to this flooding and flash flooding issue. And that's really going to be the concern over the next couple of days. Now, the Weather Prediction Center has put us under a level 2 risk for flooding and flash flooding concerns throughout the next 24 hours. So let's go ahead and walk you through the futurecast. So we don't have any flash flood warnings out there early this morning. We've had a batch of showers and thunderstorms move on through. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this weather segment, that I'm not anticipating a ton of activity. However, what activity we do see, the atmosphere is super water loaded. And so just like yesterday, torrential downpours. I don't think that's the major concern throughout the day today. Today's going to be a relatively quiet day, but it changes overnight tonight and through our Tuesday morning. So through the afternoon hours, we'll pick up anywhere from a half an inch, quarter of an inch, maybe a few pockets of 3/4 of an inch of rain in very isolated locations. And that should be about it. Now, we do have that severe weather risk. The Storm Prediction Center has put us under a level 1 risk for isolated strong thunderstorms. And that's going to take shape overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. I'll explain more on that coming up in just a second. 77 degrees by lunchtime. Forecast high temperatures back in the mid-80s. So we're going to be trending, a little bit below average throughout the day today. But high humidity, just like this past weekend, dew points in the mid-70s. That's going to lead to those feels-like temperatures in a low to mid-90s and maybe even close to 100 degrees in Chattanooga. Through the evening hours, again, not a ton of storm activity, but temperatures do come back down into the 70s and low 80s as we get into the 8 o'clock hour. So remember I said there's that severe weather risk. Well, this is today through tomorrow morning, and the bulk of it's going to come through tomorrow morning. So watch our futurecast, 7 o'clock here tonight. Not much activity expected, but overnight tonight, watch this cluster of thunderstorms. So the last couple of days, our storm track has been out of the southwest to the northeast. It is switching with a northwesterly flow pattern that's going to allow these cluster of thunderstorms to roll their way into the area. So that's what it could look like early in the morning on Tuesday. And that's where we do have that risk for some isolated strong to severe storms. Now, Tuesday into Wednesday, we've got another cluster of thunderstorms heading our way. So we do have that flash flooding risk, level 2 for most of the area. And again, a level 1 risk by the Storm Prediction Center to produce the chance for some isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, we're dealing with a cluster of thunderstorms, waves of energy and moisture moving its way on through. That's going to continue to bring in heavy rain through the first part of our Tuesday. And then Tuesday night into Wednesday, another cluster of thunderstorms is expected to roll its way on through, producing the possibility of severe weather and localized flooding and flash flooding risk. Skyrockets each and every day that we get these disturbances because they are water loaded, and so we're talking tropical like downpours. Now let's talk storm threats for just a second, because as I mentioned, we've got basically couple rounds of storms that could produce some strong thunderstorms. Damaging wind would be the main threat. Now, isolated tornado, not likely, but it is possible because we do have some spin in the atmosphere, something to keep in mind. Our freezing level's really high, so hail's not a major player. If we see any, probably some small hail. But what we do have is on the high category is the localized flooding and flash flooding. Efficient rain producers are going to be moving their way on through with any of these storms. And again, when you look at your 3-day forecast, we're going to see those temperatures climb. So by Wednesday into Thursday, Friday timeframe, we're talking about incredibly hot weather at near records and near heat advisory criteria. Now, I'll explain more on that coming up here in just a few minutes. If you have to get off to work, you need to leave the house. Thanks for checking in, by the way. I'm going to go to the big picture pattern to kind of give you an idea of how this is all playing out around our region, especially if anybody has any travel plans around the region. So today, our upper level storm track is going to be with that, like I said, that northwesterly flow. So look to the northwest today, northern plateau, to see where all those storms are coming from. There's that flash flood risk. It's not just here locally, but it's around much of the region if you have travel plans around the region. And our severe weather risk, greatest extent of severe storms, Kentucky, Indiana, over into Illinois. And again, that's associated with that cluster of thunderstorms that typically produces damaging wind gusts. Watch this. Storm's going to develop later on this afternoon, this evening to our northwest, and that's what's going to push our direction through the overnight hours. So we start to switch that pattern from a southwesterly flow that we've even seen earlier this morning to a northwesterly flow. Here comes that cluster of thunderstorms overnight tonight, blasting its way through Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Kentucky, and then down into East Tennessee. Okay, that's what we're going to experience over the next 24 hours. Then as we get into our Tuesday, storm track stays with us, and so that's going to continue to produce more storms. Flash flooding risk is going to stay with us around the region as well, not to mention that severe weather risk with that northwesterly flow and more rounds of clusters of thunderstorms continue to slide our direction. So we pick up our timeline Tuesday morning. There we go. Showers and thunderstorms. Here comes another complex of thunderstorms in the northwesterly flow pattern back behind a frontal boundary that's going to swing its way through. So Tuesday, we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then Tuesday night, they really start to blast their way on through the area. So several waves of energy and strong storms are on the way. That's why we have elevated rain chances all the way through Tuesday. It will start to fade a little bit Wednesday. Thursday, I think we're going to dry out, and then we'll start to see another return flow with showers and thunderstorms building on into the area. Now, I think Thursday we shut down the rain chances due to the fact that a big, strong ridge of high pressure is going to dominate, and that's what's going to help to boost our temperatures. You can see what that northwesterly flow pattern is going to do, where we're going to see the heaviest rainfall all the way through Friday. Then we take us into Saturday and Sunday. And again, it's going to be the Ohio Valley, upper Midwest, Tennessee Valley, down into parts of North and South Carolina that get the heaviest rain. Dew point trend, we're staying elevated. So we don't have any relief from this extreme humidity. So therefore, as temperatures climb, and as I mentioned, the big ridge of high pressure starts to build on in, that's going to allow those temps to climb into the 90s as we get into our Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and right around average for the upcoming weekend. But that pushes our heat index values near heat advisory criteria, which is 105 degrees and or hotter. So we'll definitely keep you posted on that. So a lot of rain early on this week, and then extreme heat starts to build its way back in. You can see by Wednesday, look at the heat index values across much of the region. We haven't talked about this for a while since the beginning of the month, since we've been trending a little bit cooler and a little bit wetter. We are going to stay on the above average side, it looks like, for the first couple weeks of August, so anticipate some extreme heat to work its way back in. As these storms approach, as we go through the overnight hours, you always have to have a way to receive weather information. The East Tennessee Weather app will notify you of storms approaching, lightning, when lightning is within 15 miles of your location. If I need to broadcast live, you can watch it right there from your cell phone. And of course, the interactive radar is amazing, giving you past, current, and future radar of just 2 hours. So we sure hope you have a great day. Again, just to recap, not a ton of stormy activity throughout the day today, but that increases overnight tonight on into our Tuesday and again on into our Wednesday. We did have some amazing photos shared through the Witcher's Pictures link using the East Tennessee Weather apps, showing some of the storms that we saw yesterday. Kick back, relax, and watch this.